Alright, we're here with the next video where we're going to learn A minor and E minor. These two chords are of a different quality than ones that we've learned already. Now we have learned A major and E major. You know them as just A and E because when we play major chords there's no need to say major. It's just implied in what we do. The difference in quality is that one of the notes out of the three is changed. And so in an A chord, in an A major chord, we have A, we have E, got another A, a lot of times we double the notes, and then we've got C sharp. And that is what we call the third of the chord. In a minor chord, you take that third and you lower it by 1/2 step. So on the guitar, that means moving up the neck, or I'm sorry, down the neck toward the headstock by 1/2 step. So I want to keep my A and my E and my A exactly the same, but instead of having that C sharp, I'm going to have a C natural. So that's going to be the first fret on the B string instead of the second fret. So the A minor is played just like the A major, just lowering that B string by 1 fret. Pretty much this is the main fingering that you'll use. Sometimes you'll see people play it like this instead, but that's not nearly as common. Alright, similarly, we need to find that same note in relationship to the E major. So here's my E major. Here's my E, B, and E, and then my third of the chord is G sharp, first fret on the G string. So what we're going to do to that is, you guessed it, lower it 1/2 step. So in this case it's going to an open G. Since it was already at the first fret, I need to open it up. Now the E minor can be figured in a number of different ways: 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4. I find it probably most common with 2 and 3, but you can find 1 and 2 fairly commonly too. So these shouldn't be too hard to pick up as far as fingering. The main problem that people have with these is that they end up getting them confused because now we know 3 versions of A and E. We know A minor, A7, and A major. Same thing with E. So a lot of times people don't spend the time in getting them sorted out about what's what. So spend a little time, make sure you know the difference between all 6 of those chords, because some people get confused between the E and the A chords too, especially because if you've noticed, E major is the exact same fingering as A minor, except A minor is over 1 string. So that's actually the first progression that we're going to do. Progression L, and it's just A minor to E major. This is a great one to practice moving your fingers as one unit. Okay? So ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and A minor. Do 8 beats on each. E. A minor. Now we're going to do progression M. So next time you switch, it's going to be the E7 chord. Next time you switch is going to be E minor. Progression N, E minor. Notice how different that sounds. a really great way to make sure that you know the difference between all three of those E form chords, E major, E7, and E minor, just going through those progressions and kind of quizzing yourself like that. So in the key of D, I usually like to finger E minor 1 and 2. First of all, because here's my two fingers that were playing D, and they can just move straight over. They've got to collapse together to get right next to each other as opposed to being one string apart. But they're very easy to get over there. And then I can come to the A7 and then go back to D. So these two fingers are just kind of moving across the fretboard without having to jumble up a lot. So progression O, let's go through it one chord at a time. Here's the D. Now here's the E minor. A7 is next. And D. One more time in time, but not with the strumming yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, E minor. 2, 3, A7. 2, 3, and D. Now let's put a little strumming. The down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 4. D, E minor, A7, D, and again, E minor, A7. One last time. Alright, progression P is actually from the bridge of My Girl. We're going to take it slow first, and then we're going to do it with 4 beats each, which is actually half as fast as in the song My Girl, but you'll get the idea. So same D to E minor, and then we need to go to G instead of the A7. So really the only thing that, that is new here is the E minor to G. Because you've done G to A7, you've done A7 to D, you've done D to E minor just in that last progression. So the E minor, if you're fingering it 1 and 2, you can go to G very, very easily. You don't even have to lift up your first finger. You just keep that first finger right where it is and slide the others to the G. So E minor to G. So let's try the progression one chord at a time. D, E minor, G, A7. In time but not strumming. D, 2, 3, E minor. 2, 3, G. 2, 3, A7. 2, with the strumming 1. And down, down, up, down, E minor. Now in the song My Girl, they go twice as fast. We'll just do a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up on each chord. So D, E minor, G, A7. Ready? D, E minor, G, A7. D, E minor, G, A7. One more time. So there you have all of the progressions that are on that page with the A minor and the E minor. We're going to start incorporating E minor a lot more in the next video once we get into the key of G, where E minor can be used even more frequently than the key of D. Until then, just practice these and make sure you know the differences between the A minor, the A7, the A major, all of those different qualities of chords. So you got to really know them cold. It shouldn't take that much time You just got to put in a little bit of study. All right, I'll see you next video.